You've been told that manifesting your dream life is hard, that it takes complicated rituals, endless visualizations, perfectly worded affirmations, and a constant grind to raise your vibration. But what if I told you that quantum manifestation is actually stunningly simple? So simple, in fact, that almost nobody does it correctly. You are living inside a quantum field right now. A field that is infinite in possibility. A field that responds not to your effort, but to your alignment. And yet, most people approach manifestation like it's a fight. They try to overpower their current reality with willpower. They repeat affirmations they don't believe, visualize outcomes they secretly doubt, and force themselves to think positive while their body is still locked in fear, scarcity, and stress. And this is where the whole system collapses. Because in the quantum world, forcing is friction. Let's strip this down to something beautifully simple. Quantum manifestation is not about getting what you want. It's about collapsing the version of reality where you already have it. It's not about changing the external world first. It's about embodying the internal signal that pulls that world toward you. The quantum field holds every possibility: success and failure, abundance and lack, love and loneliness, health and struggle. All of it already exists as waves of probability. But here's the kicker. The wave doesn't collapse into your lived reality until it meets a coherent observer. That's you. Your focus, your attention, your emotion. They are the sculptors of reality. But most people are caught in a loop. They're observing from fear. They're focusing on what's missing. They're vibrating in the frequency of lack while trying to pull in abundance. And in the language of the quantum, this is noise, not signal. You've been taught to chase what you want. But the real art of manifestation is to become the version of you that no longer needs to chase. It's the version of you that remembers, I am already entangled with the life I desire. The field is waiting for my signal. My job is not to push harder. It's to become clearer. So why don't people do this? Because simplicity is disarming. Because letting go feels unnatural. Because surrendering the chase feels like giving up. But here's the paradox no one talks about. The moment you stop needing it so badly, the field can finally deliver it to you. Let me give you an example. Think about a time when something came to you effortlessly. Maybe you ran into the perfect person by accident, got an opportunity you weren't even seeking, or had a breakthrough idea when you weren't trying. What's the common thread? You weren't gripping, you weren't forcing, you were open, aligned, available. That's quantum manifestation at work, whether you realized it or not. You see, the quantum doesn't care about your words. It reads your energy. You can say I am wealthy 1,000 times, but if your body is still broadcasting fear, if your heart is still clenched in scarcity, if your nervous system is still addicted to struggle, the field will mirror that chaos back to you. Not because it's cruel, but because it's precise. So here's the radical shift. Quantum manifestation begins when you stop focusing on getting and start focusing on being. You become the signal. You embody the vibration. You let your state lead, not your effort. But that raises a critical question. What exactly does the quantum field respond to? Is it just thoughts, emotions, beliefs, actions? And how do you align these layers so they're not sending mixed messages? This is where most manifestation teachings fall apart. They focus on just one piece, usually thoughts or feelings, without addressing the deeper coherence of the system. They tell you to think positive without addressing the trauma stored in your body. They tell you to visualize without clearing the subconscious sabotage that derails you. They tell you to affirm success while your nervous system is still bracing for failure. But the quantum listens to the whole signal, the integrated, embodied signal. And that's why alignment isn't a mental game. It's a full body, full system, full field shift. In the next part of this journey, we're going to break down exactly how the quantum field works, why the observer effect matters, what wave collapse really means, and how your subconscious broadcasts signals even when you're not aware of it. We're going to expose the elegant mechanics behind what seems like magic. And I'm going to show you why manifestation works best when you stop trying so hard. So here's my open question for you. And I invite you to sit with this as we prepare for the next section. Where in your life are you trying so hard and that you've become the very block you're trying to break through? Ready to go deeper into the quantum with me? Let's dive deeper into the mystery you've been dancing around without even knowing. The quantum field is not responding to your wishes. It's responding to your coherence. At its heart, quantum manifestation is not about thoughts alone. or emotions alone, or even actions alone. It's about how these three align into a coherent signal that the field can read without distortion. Think of the quantum field like a cosmic translator. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are aligned, the message is clear, the vibration is steady, and the field responds almost instantly. But when you're thinking one thing, feeling another, and doing something completely disconnected, the message gets scrambled. The field mirrors back not clarity, but chaos. This is where the observer effect comes in, a cornerstone of quantum physics. At the quantum level, particles exist in a state of pure possibility, what we call a wave function. But when an observer, you, focuses on a particular possibility, that wave collapses into a fixed event. Reality solidifies, choices crystallize, the unseen becomes seen. But here's the catch. The observer is not just your conscious mind. The observer is also your subconscious. This means that even if you consciously want abundance, if your subconscious is wired for survival, scarcity, or fear, the field picks up on that hidden broadcast. Your subconscious becomes the true observer, collapsing a timeline you didn't consciously choose. That's why so many people feel stuck. They're aligning their surface mind, but ignoring the deep programs running beneath. And in the quantum game, the subconscious always wins, but it gets even more fascinating. Scientists like Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton have shown that the heart has its own electromagnetic field, far stronger than the brain's. This heart field radiates out and interacts with the larger quantum field around you. When your heart and brain are in coherence, you're sending out a powerful unified signal. When they're out of sync, the signal becomes weak and fragmented. This is why trying to manifest from your mind alone so often fails. Without the emotional component, the felt sense of alignment, the quantum field has no clear signal to mirror back. And this is where most people miss the mark. They want to think their way into change, when in truth, they must feel their way into alignment. You can't just tell the field what you want. You have to become the vibrational match to it. That means tuning your body, your breath, your nervous system, your beliefs, your daily choices into harmony. It's not a one-time ritual, it's a living practice. Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you want to manifest love. You can write affirmations, make vision boards, visualize your ideal partner. But if deep down you're carrying wounds of unworthiness, if your nervous system is braced for rejection, if your heart is armored and afraid to open, the quantum field feels that tension. It picks up the contradiction. And what you get back is more longing, more searching, more almost but not quite connections. It's not that the universe is punishing you. It's that it's perfectly mirroring your dominant frequency. So what's the shift? The shift is into coherence, into feeling whole now, into practicing the emotions of what you desire before it shows up, into embodying the state of already having it, so the field can collapse